Good afternoon, members and friends of Calvary. It's time once again for our video devotion of the week. Today it comes from Esther chapter 5 and beginning in verse number 11. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and of the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared, but myself. And tomorrow I am invited unto her also with the king. So the story, we know the story of Esther. I trust you do anyway. Haman is the wicked Haman. He's a bad guy. But he's bragging here. He's talking about how good his life is. He says that I'm rich, the glory of his riches. I have a lot of kids. I have everything. I've been promoted. Esther the queen invited me. She didn't invite anybody else. She invited me. Verse number 13. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. And so he's racist. He doesn't like the Jews. He doesn't like that Mordecai won't bow down to him. He's the bad guy. But here's my point. In spite of the fact that everything else in life was great, he let one thing that he didn't like bring it all to naught. One thing that he didn't like made everything else null and void. And so there's certainly a lot of negatives to take from the life of Haman, but how about we just focus on one this afternoon, and that is this. He let one thing ruin everything else. Listen, there's always going to be something wrong with everything in this life, on this earth. Outside of a perfect Savior and a perfect Bible, we don't have anything else that's perfect. And so if you go, well, I have a great marriage, she does everything I want her to do, she's beautiful, she loves me, she takes care of the kids, she does this, but there's just this one thing. Don't let one thing ruin everything else. Well, I have a great church, I love the church, I love the singing, love the preaching, love the people, but there's this one. Don't let one thing ruin something great. Well, I have this relationship, I have these friends, and they're really, really awesome, I love it, but I have this job and it pays the bills and they respect me don't let one thing ruin everything. You go, of course not, Brother Park. I mean, Haman's the bad guy. But have you ever stopped to consider that maybe he's the bad guy because of the bad decisions and the bad choices that he made? He let all of the good that he had in his life go out the window because he focused on the one wrong thing that he didn't like. If you look at the wrong, you'll never be satisfied. You'll always find it. You'll always find it. And so this morning, don't let all of the good that's in your life be ruined by focusing on the one or two things in your life that you don't like.